is that, I'm sounding like William Shatner right now, the beauty of this not so beautiful song is that it may give me some time to allow you to get situated on my channel and come in. And then, remember Jim Carrey in Living Color when he imitated William Shatner? I think that you should. Oh, let me change my settings right now. Community moderation. Subscribe. What is this? Participant. Subscribers. At least 20 minutes. Because what is live community? Limits participants? No. Subscribers. Because the trolls are not patient. And I think I'm seeing somebody. Good evening. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. You see, when I'm starting this, hey, Brian, Kimberly, I'm giving you guys a minute because, just because. Because if the beautiful thing is, all right, anyways, because I'm not even, when I turn this on, it's really good that I am not really ready. I'm getting ready while I'm doing this. And I like it like that. I know I should be completely prepared and then action in 10, 9, 8, 7. No, I'm just getting on. I click the camera on. I hope for the best. I see who's going to come in. And I go from there. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much how wow, guys. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Krista, Kali. I read your emails. Yes, I did. I will get into them later. I am not good with replying to emails. I prioritize right now to focus on the people that actually have information. And then I will, well, let me say it like that. I think that the people, I will get later into it in chat, with the help of chat. You know what I mean? So clear your mind. If you have spent your day researching Jack and Lilly, forget everything that you have heard. Clear your mind, clear your spirit. Let your soul shine. We know nothing, but they will tell us everything, or something like that.
Wake up, everybody, stop sleeping. They want to charge more. Big companies are creeping into our internet. Internet's in distress, let's answer the SOS. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. Some net fairy dust made me who I am, living in an online Neverland. The web playground, no suits allowed. Internet celebrity, let's sing it proud. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. It's not my tights that cut off circulation. Big business wants to control the net nation. What you can see, how much you should pay. Tell me, is this the democratic way? I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. Wake up everybody, stop sleeping. They want to charge more. Big companies are creeping into our internet. Internet's in distress. Let's answer the SOS. Keep it free and keep it open. Speak up or our World Wide Web will be broken. I'm the internet, or the internet, we're the internet.
I love surfing. I'm not good at it though.
Internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I would be surfing too. I'm not good at it, though. I learned it at 17. And that's not young enough to really be good at it. And it's been a while since I've done it. And now I'm in dark mode. So, guys, the Quiznos hamster, yes, from 20 years ago. Those were the so-called original internet celebrities, by the way. 20 years ago. You know, they looked different then than they look today, because now everybody can have Instagram, but back then it was a bunch of geeks, you know what I mean? And I remember I was 30, I turned 30. On my 30th birthday, 1999, I had my first experience of going online, and life has never been the same. And it was a different crowd back then, very different. The average IQ was way higher than what you see now. And anyhow. Yeah, that is so good. Yes, I know, man. I need very long boards. Absolutely, dude. And I'm distracted by my own song. I should play it in the end. But yeah, longboards, I know. But people can immediately tell that I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? When I have a longboard. It could have been Buttercup. I'm not sure exactly. AOL. I had AOL too. Absolutely, yeah. And beep, 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 beep. Oh, guys, Me? Oh yeah, you got mail. You've got mail. Hey, Seawood. PB, Pacific Beach, San Diego, California, and then Costa Rica, where I lived for 3 years. But like I say, I attended some surfing competition. No, I'm not attending as a spectator. Surf competitions in Costa Rica. I was there. I mean, I attended the after parties mostly, but like I said, you know, some of my friends, they started very early, and I felt, you know, I didn't like to be. I love surfing. Doesn't mean I like to be seen surfing. So yeah, Pacific Ocean. Also in Costa Rica, it was the West Coast, so that would be Pacific. Not the Atlantic. Weirdo me, your voice is awesome. Wow. Thank you very much. What else is new? So, yeah, I was going to give you guys this motivational speech first. Well, no, not really motivational. But here's the thing. Whenever you hear a lot of things, and I had to tell YouTube, don't recommend this channel a few times today, because I realized that, well, we need to clear our mind before we allow ourselves to absorb something coming from a person who we have already established shows the signs, severe signs of having guilty knowledge. So anything that we watch elsewhere or any thoughts that we hear from somebody or that we may view on Facebook. And by the way, I have not looked at that group. You know, God bless you if you're in there and talking about the truth and keep things somehow balanced. I prefer to prepare for this. And it's not actual preparation. It's just me looking for and watching the right interviews. And of course, and I appreciate it. I always prefer, by the way, I prefer the source, right? Like I prefer to see a news source from that news channel instead of watching and the excerpt on somebody's YouTube channel, right? But as long as they don't yap in between, it is okay as long as I have the timestamp. So that's what I'm going today to do right now. And it's from a channel called Misha After Dark, where I was given a timestamp and Daniel has given another interview. You see, Daniel loves to give interviews when he either is really in need to perform or when he feels like he's on a high horse. When he passed the polygraph, he immediately said he was immediately ready, right? And when you saw him in that interview, even though Kayla Howell, I believe is her name. Now Howell, I don't know for sure. I think it's Howell. Kayla, the lady who interviewed him, it was obvious that she didn't believe him. But he was high on life or something else as well, because he passed the polygraph. He was grinning from ear to ear. You know, he had a glow about him that said victory. And now Daniel and Janie is coming so out of her shell, because now she feels like she has the right to speak. She feels vindicated because in her small mind, people should be thinking that her deceptive statements were just things that people say. Nothing to it, right? Nothing to it, right, Janie? She told us, if you give too many interviews like Daniel does, you're gonna contradict yourself. Right, people. Yeah, right. Anyhow, anywho. Costa Rica is amazing, man. Costa Rica is one of the best, but it's been a while since I've been there. I don't know how it is now. And back then it was extremely cheap too. You got the bang for your buck you got over there is just insane. And nature, and I absolutely love nature. Nature is the best medicine, man. And you feel completely different the moment. I remember from Cobano, we went to Santa Teresa, that's the name, or Playa del Carmen, at the Nicoya Peninsula. And I remember there was this dirt road, and I used the ATV oftentimes from Cobano to the moment I came up that mountain and saw the ocean in front of me, and it's a very clean ocean. I hope it's still a clean ocean. You know, it was back then, but now I don't know. It's probably full of tourists, and I was told a lot of new buildings. And Mel Gibson, he had his house about 200 yards from where I lived. I met him a couple times at the Blue Azur. No, Azur. What was the name of the club by the beach? Azul is blue. Mar Azul? Something like that. And he had like 4 bodyguards or 4 guys with him. And they were looking if anybody took pictures. And Mel Gibson had his drink. There was like this table. It was like a tree trunk or a tree table around, and he put the glass there, and kind of like before he took a sip, he would look around if anybody was filming it, because at the time he was ordered by a judge in California, right? With his violations and all of that stuff. And so he went to Costa Rica where he can do what he wants out of the eyesight of the Los Angeles public, and so on and so on. But Costa Rica is an amazing place, man. You know, I liked Panama too. Bocas del Toro, Panama. That's the East Coast. You have to go by boat for like 20 minutes. And I don't think the surf is good there though. Is it? Oh, wow. Cool. Very cool. Guys, I don't know what to expect when my son goes to Playa del Carmen in the sun. Wow, amazing. Nicoya Peninsula is the best place, guys. Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica. Are you serious? On oh my God. Wow. Yeah, no, he's who else did I meet, man? Yeah, I met there were celebrities all over the place, like famous basketball players. I had no idea what their names were, but my friends knew. So it's kind of like this place where at the beach at night, you know, and the night, and I mean, it's an all night thing. You don't have bars closing at 2 a.m. You know what I mean? It's like in the morning, you see a bunch of people passed out on the beach there. And my friend was a DJ actually there. So we had the whole shebang. And yeah, the surf is amazing. I'm still reading your comments, guys. Yes. Oh, I got a couple more emails about the dating thing. Yes, I got a couple more. Okay, let me say it now like this. One lady, she messaged me and asked me, could you please look at the text message between me and my boyfriend where I asked him if he was cheating on me? And don't worry, I can take it. I will never mention you that you did this for me and nothing will come back to you and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, I'm curious now. Let me see. But you did it wrong. When you asked him, you said, I know you're cheating. I saw what you did at the party. And remember 2 years ago, it started this and blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, this is the way the RCMP interrogated Daniel Martel. You don't do that. Here's a good question. One, and by the way, I love the doubles. Number one, are you happy with me? Two, are you cheating? Or you can, instead of saying, are you happy with me? Are you happy with our relationship? You can ask that too. Open-ended questions where he has to think. Where he has to think, even if he's lying, he will get tired of his own thoughts that will lead up to certain aspects that are going to connect with an experiential memory moment. When that flow is established and the dots start to connect, it is extremely hard to cover up your own feelings, especially when it comes to relationships, because these are the biggest leakages you will ever see are when it comes to relationships, because our emotions, hormones, we are there. People confess easily when you bring up the right topics. Hell yeah, I did. You know what she did to me? And stuff like that. You get these outbursts when you present people with their own words. And it is a different thing than when you commit a robbery and the only purpose is financial gain, or that you feel like you cannot handle life anymore unless you get some extra money, whatever. It's very, very different, because you can distance yourself from your own actions. You also have an easier time to excuse your own actions and say, well, I had it rough in my life, I never had a chance, and blah, 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 blah. It's not so easy when you are so emotionally attached. And in these moments, I cannot take any sides. I only have to see what actually happened. So when you ask questions, the best is always 2 questions, guys. Peter Hyatt said, what happened and what happened next? These 2 questions. Well, I agree in general, but you got to be more specific, depending on what you want to find out, because that's not a criminal case. You know what I mean? It's about you and what you already may have picked up on. And by the way, whenever I get these emails, I already can tell through your own language where you yourself stand in the relationship, how committed you are, how hurt you are, how, if there are any feelings of guilt you may have, be them substantiated or unsubstantiated. It all depends. Everything depends on your own perception. Your own perception dictates your words. So yeah, you can feel guilty about something you shouldn't feel guilty about, or something that you know you could have handled differently, maybe a long time ago. But the consequences of certain actions continue to taint the relationship. And all of these things, you guys will, and by the way, I will not give you the exact answer, because I only answer people who already have paid attention. I will lead you towards the answer, but the answer you yourself have to, and no matter what it is, no matter what subject matter it is, if it's in writing or if it's spoken, you will be able to tell what the person is really saying. I know it sounds weird, but it is that easy. All we have to do in that moment to distance ourselves emotionally and let the facts come to us. And of course, it's easier said than done. When you are emotionally invested yourself, you're afraid of being hurt, you may not want to know the truth. Because that's the mistake I made a couple years ago, where somebody told me, I wish you never told me. And I said, that's when I knew. And then Columbo. Exactly. You can start, never be accusatory. Yes, you can start, and after the 2 questions, you can say, okay, baby, as a reply to the person, okay, baby. And then, oh, one more thing. Then you can come with the Columbo moment. Yes, you can be extremely psychologically intuitive, but you know what? You need to allow yourself to be. But in order for you see, in statement analysis, intuition can also be tainted. It can be severely tainted, and it can be severely tainted by misinformation, right? I told you before, the first week or so of the Sebastian Rogers case, I didn't really pay attention to it, but the things that came to my attention were misleading, many of them. So you cannot apply you cannot rely on your intuition if you are conditioned in any way. Then, unless your intuition is so strong that it can withstand it, but that is a very rare thing. So clearing our minds is always the best thing, even if you had never heard Daniel Martel speak before. His statements will give you a lot of information. If you're in doubt, disregard it when it comes to evidence, claims, or rumors coming your way. Unless you can verify it, be all in or be all out. If you're not sure, disregard it completely. I heard that. You didn't hear nothing. That's most likely the value of what you're telling me. When somebody said, I heard that, or somebody told me, most of the time it's BS. That's also avoidance. They don't want to tell you where they got the information. It's clutched and purse. Okay, I admit it. Okay. Who? Justin? No, somebody in chat said it. Okay. Never mind. Because I ask these questions sometimes. Either I ignore it or I say, let me guess who told you. Let me guess where. Think for yourselves. Then pass on the question. If you think for yourself, most likely the questions that you have been on somebody else's minds as well, but they are afraid to ask these questions. See, people are not afraid to bring in other people's rumors because they feel like they're being backed up. Because if Clutched and Purse chat had about 12 people agreeing with the same, the same lie, fabrication, they feel empowered. They feel empowered to go on other channels and say, I heard that. But it's scarier to express your own thoughts, right? But those are the people that I want to empower, who have their own thoughts, not be scared of your own thoughts. And little by little, allow yourself to connect with people who also want to express their own thoughts. And that's what I see happening right now, right here, in general, in chat. And that is what I need in order for me to get better at what I am doing. When I realize people speak freely and they bring to my attention something that I didn't notice. And that happens quite a bit. And it can also happen because you view Daniel from a different angle than I do. Because I've met, he may remind you of somebody you met before. And he may remind me of somebody else that I met before. And your experience with that person may have been good. Mine may have been so-so. So it doesn't matter if I like or don't like somebody. All of this, we have to clear ourselves from, right? It's easy to get on those live chats and talk out of your ass. Well, he's a narcissist, just like my band. And by the way, avoid labeling as much as possible, because labeling doesn't help us. We look for the person's action, not whether or not we can label him, with, because then we get sidetracked. It waters things down. Because then you look at a certain group of people and associate him with somebody. He had nothing to do with it. And I got a message and I Control F'd it to look for one word to see how many times it appeared. And the term was narcissist. In that email, 18 times. 18 times in a long email, she used the term narcissist. 18 times. Narcissist, 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 narcissist. And she said in the end, and I scrolled down, and the last sentence was, well, that's how I knew, because he is just like my ex-husband. Ugh, I want to puke. And my reply was, did your ex-husband ever kill you? And of course, there was no reply. 2 days later, she replied. Two days later. Because she didn't get what I was saying. So you mean that? And then I said, forget it, man. Because if you don't want to think for yourself, I would always, once I keep replying, I will have to hold your hand forever. Otherwise, and I don't want that. I want people to be able to think on their own. You know what I mean? Yes, way overused. Way overused, guys. So the actions are important. The only Oh my God, yes. And it's a topical, it's a hashtag. It is one of those things that gets idiots to watch. You know what I mean? Oh my God, let's talk about narcissism. On Twitter, and that is the problem. That's one of the reasons why with Sebastian Rogers, there has not been any real development, because the public is triggered. A lot of people are triggered by Chris Proudfoot. And they're obsessed with him, talking about him, you know what I mean? But it's about Sebastian. It's not about Chris. Chris is only a tool to me, an analysis tool to help figure out what happened to Sebastian. And no, I don't believe, well, the details I showed you last time. It's the only exception that I make is in statement analysis when it comes to labeling is sociopathy. And according to the board of psychiatrists, sociopathy cannot be cured. There is no known way to cure it. I do believe there may be a way, we just don't know what it is. That's where I stand on that. So I agree with there is no known way to cure sociopathy. And I believe it's something that depends on a genetic predisposition, but mainly gets triggered by nurture or the lack of nurture, not nature. And sociopathy is a very unique phenomenon. And there are certain people that I want to point out. I believe Charles Manson is truly a sociopath. Jeffrey Dahmer is not. Ted Bundy is a true sociopath. Remember Drew Peterson, the cop that killed 3 wives? That is a true sociopath. If you ever want to learn more about it, look at the interviews of that guy. That is what sociopathy is, living in a different reality. Katie Proudfoot is a true sociopath, in my opinion. Well, I believe that Jeffrey Dahmer was more sexually driven, right? Oh my God, I shouldn't say this word. But I don't believe Jeffrey Dahmer was a sociopath. People commit similar crimes for different reasons. You know what I mean? No, psychopath is different. Psychopath is very different. And psychopath is a really wide spectrum, I believe. But true sociopathy means that you, okay, the following is my opinion only. I don't have a medical license, blah, 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 blah. The best way to explain it, Katie Proudfoot, her upbringing was horrible, and she sort of escaped into a fantasy world. I believe she was a highly sensitive child that got impacted more than most kids would have by her upbringing, and there was a complete snap, for lack of a better term, where basically it is a way of developing a complete disregard towards society. But a sociopath can still love his family or her family, can still love a spouse or the children. The problem with her is that she did not only not love her child. In my opinion, she started seeing Sebastian as a hindrance, somebody who was in the way, somebody she wanted to get rid of. And for the record, she talked so much about how much he had to eat, how he gets overstimulated when he eats too much sugar. You saw the video maybe where Sebastian wanted to grab a roll and she signaled him not to. Chris Proudfoot said he gets rambunctious and so on. I believe that he couldn't sleep that night. That's why she mentioned how much he had to eat, because she over-medicated to get him to go to sleep. So mentioning how much he had to eat was her excuse of over-medicating him. Now, the fall was introduced twice in completely different venues. I don't know if I should show it again or not, because I got to get to Daniel, but maybe I did last time. I believe Sebastian did go to bed. He was over-medicated. Maybe he was tossing and turning, trying to vomit maybe, with the toxins and the mix of more food than usual and the toxins in the system. I believe, the two statements tell us exactly what happened. Did you fall out of bed and let his face fall to the bottom? I believe he was either killed or severely injured, and the car that pulled up around 3:10 a.m. was there to remove the body or the severely injured individual. And that's what I got. And aside from that, I see avoidances from Chris Proudfoot, especially when people bring up the properties of his family, the Bowersoxes. When Seth asked him, is it true that your mother was seen close to the house around 5 or 6 a.m.? He didn't give a clear denial. He blew up on him. Seth, unfortunately, gave up on. Seth doesn't see. Chris is a go-getter. Dumb as can be, but a go-getter. Seth is not. He gives up, right? But that is why I have to always revisit the original statements. Because that's when I realize what we are missing. So my suggestion from the beginning was, look at the properties at the Bowersoxes, and you see all of these references digging equally dissolved. So that reminds me of that retention pond where the search dog hit. Was that a stop that they made? I think so. Disappear into thin air? Well, allegedly he made a post a couple of years ago saying, don't mess with a blue collar guy. We have access to acid. And I looked up acidic gases, and sure enough, some of the terms that he kept using, the water all these references sort of appeared. Now, that doesn't mean that's what happened, but this gets added to my list of possibilities, right? So if I was active on the case, I would tell law enforcement, well, first of all, should bring cadaver dogs in there, which I don't think were present. I don't know. You see, we're learning now with Daniel Martel, with Jack and Lilly. There were no cadaver dogs, guys. Can you believe that? They said, we think the children are no longer alive in the very beginning. So why wouldn't you bring in cadaver dogs? Even if it was an accident, even if they ran away, wouldn't cadaver dogs be able to sniff a cadaver from far away? None of this makes sense, guys. But you know what? At these lower levels, it's all politics, man. Now, when you get up further in the ranks, you have the Truth Verification Unit and other high-profile or high-level agencies in Canada. And I read articles about them, and the first thing I read about them was that they operate in complete secrecy. They're known for that. And I think you have to, because you need a little more leadway than bureaucratic red tape. You know what I'm saying? Because police cannot do their jobs with a hand tied behind their back. It's not going to work, people. It's simply not effective. It may be enabling people to know how to cover their asses. Yeah, look at the chat, guys. It's very good. They did yesterday? I thought they said not this weekend. That's what I remember. Are you sure? Yeah, you see, that's why I don't want to listen to Michelle After Dark, what she has to say. Because if she said it, what's her source? There's just too much stuff out there They have planned to do it. That's what they said, absolutely. But I remember the article saying it will not be this weekend and it will not be announced or something like that because they want to surprise people, but they already let the cat out of the bag. That's actually not a good thing. That's not a good sign, people. That's not a good sign that they say we're going to do this. If you really do it, surprise them. Surprise them. Why announce it ahead of times? Why? Because I don't want to say what you can do to throw off a cadaver dog, but there are ways. There are ways to do it, to throw them off. If you know the spot that they are likely to hit. You know? That means, that tells me already that the intention is more a cosmetic type of approach because the public wants it. They don't want anyone to know when they start. Absolutely. Yeah, they don't know. I sent you the, yes, I watched it. Yes, I got the clip. Thank you so much. And I'm going to, this is the clip actually right here. This is, but I will only listen to what Daniel is saying, guys. Only listen to what he's saying. So I don't want Michelle After Dark's opinion or whatever on it unless somebody, you know what I mean? What is her source? Who told her? You know what I mean? So I cannot assume something unless because she may have heard it from who knows who, that she thinks is going to tell her the truth. They're appeasing us. That's exactly what they're doing, in my opinion. They're only appeasing people. That's why I didn't get excited. That's why, I didn't want to use the term cadaver dog in the title of my videos. Because I didn't get excited. I heard about it right away. Right away. Well, okay, let me correct myself, Casey. Let me correct myself, okay? Maybe they told us it's not this weekend because it is this weekend, so it's possible. But but how do I know? But I have also analyzed their intentions previously, and it doesn't seem like they are too interested in no. What they released in the media and what they covered up in the documents and what they chose to highlight shows that's a very deceptive action on the part of the media and law enforcement. So yes, of course, my wishful thinking would tell me, yeah, I didn't pay attention to that either, but okay, I can go through this, some parts with you guys, but you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to get some more coffee, and while I do, I will let you listen to this from Michelle After Dark. And I know there's a source, it's somewhere on the news, and I just clicked on your link. I went straight to the timestamp. It saves me time, and I haven't listened to it yet. Captions are on. Let's go.
Right, so this is only short, but we've got some new comments from Daniel here. Just let me make this normal speed for you guys who don't like things fast. 2 minutes.
Daniel Martel has been asking RCMP for months to call in cadaver dogs to search for his tomb.
Yes, he also asked to have a drug test done to him, probably while he was high, right? So notice that pattern. Him asking for cadaver dogs doesn't mean that he has nothing to hide. This is a part of his pattern, people.
Missing steps.
And his pattern is probably, no, you can test me. I do it. That's how he, some people are like Malaya, they just distance themselves, don't want to be seen. And others, they go straight in your face and say, do it. I got nothing, you know what I mean? because they want to give the impression they got nothing to hide.
Children, now the time has come.
It's going to be really hard work now that there's so much vegetation in the woods, but
there's so much there's going to be a lot of hard work because there's so much hard work for you. For whom is it going to be hard work? Because cadaver dogs can actually, after decades, recognize the spot where a dead person or the item associated in contact with the dead person has been. Remember that lady that vanished as a teenager from her home 40 years ago? I think it's on Netflix somewhere. It's a really convoluted story where she supposedly reappeared, but she went missing as a teenager, and they revisited the property, the old property, after almost 40 years. And the dog hit the spot, and they found a shoe buried very deep in the ground. Cadaver dogs, Canine Gator told me, that can also smell through concrete. They can locate a body that is in concrete. Vegetation doesn't have shit to do with the cadaver dog. But the question is, why is vegetation on his mind? Is he going down to the spots where he knows the dogs may hit and cut the grass that may have been in contact with the dead person? You see, this is a sensitive area already that he hits on vegetation. Vegetation makes no difference with cadaver dogs, zero. How powerful cadaver dogs are, I only learned communicating with Canine Gator during the time that I spent my focus on Sebastian Rogers. But there's something on his mind, and he got it from somewhere. Maybe he went to AI. Maybe AI told him, cut down the vegetation where the dead body was located, because the grass and the tree, the plants were in touch with the dead body. And that may lower the chance of a dog hitting in the area. May, take a shovel and throw the dust into the air so it spreads all around and no specific, never mind. Because now I'm giving him ideas, but I'm pretty sure AI already may have given him the ideas. Again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Everything I'm stating is my opinion only. Daniel is a perfect tool for statement analysis. But I'm
pretty happy that they're going to be able to do it.
You're happy. Jack and Lily are still missing. Okay. You're happy they're going to be able to do it? You're happy that they're going to find a dead body? What are you happy about, dude? Because even if there is success, it would mean that the children are dead. Are you happy to get it over with? So what I just told you guys, yeah, unfortunately, you know what, man, I don't have hope in this anyways. So I think it's all cosmetic. So I don't care. Just for training purposes, I will tell you guys that, there are ways. There are ways. Let me read your comment, Kimberly, or maybe I'm going to go through with this because you see, this is also, if anything, guys, if anything good comes out of it, maybe all of you will learn something about cases in your own area. Okay? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. So if I had to make a guess, well, I don't guess, but there is a possibility that the dogs may hit on an area, but they don't find anything there. This is what often can happen when you are actively and meticulously, I'm not going to repeat it. When you know what I said before. It could be they hit on a spot. Similar, remember in the cases, the dog in the Dylan Ehlers case, he jumped into the river and hit one spot. Why didn't they dig it up? A search dog with Sebastian Rogers, he jumped straight into the retention pond. There was something there in that spot. Now there's a possibility that what do people get rid of? The murder weapon, right? So if it was, maybe they poured out the medication there that's why Chris Proudfoot also used the term equally dissolved. He leaked that term at one point. These possibilities are all on the table. But again, what you're gonna do when law enforcement claims that the case is ongoing, but it isn't ongoing? I believe when they close a case, that's when the documents or more documents get released. So as long as they say the case is ongoing and active, they don't have to release it. Oh, no, we cannot show you because it's an active investigation. And there's maybe one guy who answers emails once a day, sitting at his desk. Who's working on the case? That dude right there. Yeah, that the guy on the computer. He's the active investigator. And they normally pick a dude probably who didn't do well out there in the field. Say, just sit down here, man. Because you're now 50 years old and you gained 100 pounds and you cannot run after the crooks anymore. So you sit down and take it easy and just tell people what they want to hear. Anyways, let's go. I'm pretty happy that they are going to be able to do what? Okay, let's see.
4-year-old Jack Sullivan and his 6-year-old sister Lilly were reported missing on May 2nd. They were last seen at their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, a rural community deep in the woods. Nearly 5 months later, there's still no trace of them.
Wow.
RCMP say they... 5
months? Wait a minute. No, yeah, I guess so. Holy crap, man. Holy crap.
They need to keep their minds open to any possibility.
What's important to remember is that at this time, we don't have any definitive information to support that.
Oh my God. Oh, that's that dude they interviewed before, Guillaume Tremblay.
But the children are deceased. But
well, you believed it in the beginning. Is Daniel coming back? I don't want to hear this dude. Oh yeah, Daniel's coming back. And some others.
We have to keep our minds open and look at all investigative avenues.
ค่อนข้างแพงนะแว่นตานี้
RCMP did search dogs to scour the area here in Lansdowne Station when the children first went missing back in May. At the time, dogs were given pieces of Jack and Lily's clothing to track their scent, but nothing was found other than a piece of Lily's blanket, which family members actually located on their own.
Human remains detection dogs are specific to human remain odor, and that's completely different from live searching.
RCMP say 2 dogs will come to Nova Scotia from British Columbia to conduct the specialized search, a bleak mission, but Martel isn't expecting it will bring answers. So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything.
I know. 100%. Look how sure he is. 100%. How do you know? How do you know? If you don't know what happened to them, the possibility their bodies could have been somewhere at one point. Look at this. He doesn't say, I don't think they will find anything. Or I have no idea. Or I have given up hope. I don't know what to do anymore. You tell me. You know what I mean? He knows. But does he actually know? It would be interesting to follow his movement right now. Is he cutting vegetation at Earth's house or near the pipeline? Or is he, what is he doing right now? You know, in a perfect world, I'd have a couple of drones follow him. Or, yeah, if he goes there in these areas. Wow. Then that's where Janie was raking? Yeah. But you see, the ATV was at Earl's house, and the ATV should be examined first, in my opinion. And the spot by the bridge, McLeod Bridge. That would be great as well, in my opinion. Aside from that, sure, their property, pipeline area, of course, and just that's for starters. And maybe the cabins that I shown you guys on the same side of the street, close to the house where Jack and Lily lived, on the other side of the dirt road, the old community center. I would say go right there. That's where the old lock was. But now I don't even know if I want to talk more, because maybe Daniel will, I have to worry that Daniel will say, oh shit, I forgot this spot. Let me see what I can do there. Mike just had a case. Absolutely. Kimberly said Mike just had a case where a girl went missing 45 years ago and cadaver dogs found her under cement, 22 feet. Yes, absolutely. Did you hear this, guys? After 45 years, the cadaver dogs found her 22 feet under cement. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Oh man, I missed all the comments. Who owns the property with the black house? Oh, was that? Okay, let me go back to the map, guys. I think I mentioned that one before, right? Yeah, the cabins. I would say the cabins, dudes. I would say the cabins would be important. That's what I would like to see. For those who haven't seen it the last time, this is where Jack and Lily live. And here are the cabins, or the old community building. And one of them had a brand new lock on it. And he said, I went through the woods, through the cabins to the children. I would say hit that spot for sure. Who let the dogs out? Let the dogs loose, right there. Most dogs in Canada are unemployed. Absolutely. The Let me read what you guys wrote. I see something that I want to see. You're right. He's so sure they won't find Lily and Jack. Your thoughts about them in the sea or ocean may be correct, or so well hidden. Yeah, I'm sticking with the ocean, guys, and that's based on the references, the linguistic references. I am stuck with the ocean. I'm not moving away from the ocean, people. I'm not moving away from it. So, yes, I understand. Some of you think about mine shaft. So, no. I'm stuck with the ocean area. You mean the black house across the street from Earl? Let's go down there. I think I showed it one time, right? Because Belinda asked about it. So that would be, okay, pipeline. Let me zoom in there. A black house? No, not this one, right? Oh, from the two cabins? No, Earl's property is far, right? This is Earl. And let me see the black house. Wait. There are some, I don't see. These are the cabins. And crap, man. Can you send it to me somehow? A picture? Because these are if it comes to you or you got a screenshot, send it to me. The other, I forgot what was the name? You're right. What was the name of that property? I'm gonna look it up on in my Facebook messages, man. Jeez. Holy moly. Ah, now I see what's going on here. Wow. You know what? I'm getting all the messages while I'm doing my lives. And then, you know what? Let me go through right now with the, I'm trying to find the property across from Earl. I forgot what the name is. Oh, wait. Across from Earl would be this one, but it's not a black house. Earl is here, and this black house is Ron. Oh, the neighbor's house that they had a dispute with? Give me a second. You mean this one here at the corner? Yeah. McKay, I think. I think McKay. And there's also Justin McKay that I've been looking at. Somebody that, yeah, I think McKay something. Not Ron. This is not Ron. The other one is Ron. The one next to Earth. Same side of the street. Hey guys. Past Earl. Okay. Earl is here. This is a pipeline. Pipeline, Earl, Ron. And this is Lansdowne Road. It's Lansdowne Road, not Lansdowne Station Road. Lansdowne Road. Did you hear me? I said Lansdowne Road, not Lansdowne Station Road. They said Lansdowne Station. Okay. That's Ron. Ron's place. And the ATV was here. According to Janie, it was with Earl. Because she didn't want Daniel to drive. Well, unless it was a real emergency. Grandel, this one? This one here? This is Ron McKenzie, Janie's brother. Earl Martell, Daniel's father, and possibly Justin's father. Got to be very accurate here. I don't know if I'm going to get to Janie's interview on Drunk Turkey Show. Oh, I will get to Janie, man. I will get to Janie, guys. I mean, I'm trying to avoid it, but no, I will. Some of you have messaged me and give me timestamps from the Drunk Turkey Show. So I will visit that again. I will go there, you know. Janie's got a rake. Anyways. Shalom, Danielle. Shalom, suffering, shalom. So let me see now. I will revisit it, Grandel. I will go back there later. Most definitely. If you go past Earl's and Ron's a bit on the left side of her, I believe. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. I'm back there. Give me a second. Oh, wait. Okay. So this is Ron. And then you keep going here. Ah, shit. If you go past Earth and run a bit on the left side of the road. Where are we? Where are we? Wait, let me check something right now. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Oh. I'm looking up. Oh, you mean this one? Okay, guys, this one here, I brought it in before, right? Kanye? Yeah, do your dishes. Feel free. Okay, yeah, if Daniel was on if you guys send me screenshots from Daniel, because that idiot if you can send me the screenshot. You know who you are. You're listening right now. I was just in chat with you. This one here, I had it before, right? I showed it before. That was somebody. Want me to look it up? Let me go through this real quick and I will look it up. Let me finish Daniel real quick because I want to make sure that whatever, this may be the last of Daniel, right? The rest doesn't seem like there's any Daniel. There seems to be a long news segment. I don't know if I'm going to get to this. I know for 100% they won't find anything. Oh, let me see if it's black. No, it's not. No, it's not. This one is not black. The black one is actually Belinda asked this one before. And this is probably the one you're talking about. It's right on the corner of Gaylock and Lansdowne. This could be the one. This is the black house I heard about. And remember, Belinda was in chat asking what this was. I think you mean this one. Okay. Oh, this one also, right? Yeah, these two. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I had it before. I showed it before. Yeah, I will get to it. I definitely and if any of you has the information on Facebook, same name, same profile picture. Okay, I will get to Janie. Let me finish Daniel. Okay.
I mean, that's probably why they waited this long to do it.
What? He knows 100% they won't find anything. I mean, that's probably why they waited this long to do it. No. How does that make sense? It almost seems like he's worried now. It seems like he's worried that there may be some odor, but he talked about vegetation. And when he talked about vegetation, now the problem with this is, if you touch it and it's been in contact with a dead body, then the cadaver dogs may actually smell you as well. I bet you didn't think about this one. But there's a reason that vegetation is on his mind. You see, it doesn't make sense when you look at his words, except I definitely will. I know that before why is he gray? Why he has gray hair already? I don't know, man. I didn't have gray hair at this age. I still only have gray hair on my side, actually. But my beard is gray. No, that's not why they waited this long to do it. It sounds like he's actually trying to discourage people from expecting anything in the woods. The children won't be found there, but some traces of dead bodies could be found there. But the fact that they have not used cadaver dogs at all, lifestyle, the fact that they have not used cadaver dogs at all explains a few things. And I hope they will tear this property upside down, inside out. None of this makes sense, man. Check the whole property, earls, pipeline area, the bridge. These are the 4 spots that I recommend. Rugs will age you, yeah. I believe that. He looks 50 in there. He also looks worried. More worried than recently. And again, if he goes somewhere, if he is somewhere, if he types somewhere, if you guys can send me the screenshot. So he's telling us there is no need to look. Please don't look. Don't look.
It's just to keep the public informed, I guess.
It's just to keep the public informed, I guess. Is that why they're bringing cadaver dogs, to inform the public? Well, maybe it's his way of saying.
Probably why they waited this long to do it. It's just to keep the public informed, I guess.
It's just he's minimizing. It's not a real search. It's just to keep the public informed. Or what he is saying, it's only a cosmetic thing, but he is still worried. And he may feel that police actually is not interested in solving the case. So what he's already trying to do is give an excuse for why the search may not result in anything, because maybe they will not go to the right spots. If they aimlessly run through the forest, no, I don't think they will hit at anything. They should go straight to the pipeline. Earl's house. That's where the anti-ATV. Have the dogs around the ATV. That's my suggestion. And Justin's car wouldn't be a bad idea either. Maybe have the dogs around Justin's car. So,
That they're hard at work.
I guess that they're hard at work. Oh, ain't that sweet? He's worried. He's worried about this. And he's hoping that it's just a cosmetic job, because I believe he already gets the idea that maybe they don't want something, you know, what I said before. Again, CPS, failure, children missing. He may feel like they're on his side, and he's hoping that they will not do the job that they could be doing. But it worries him. What could happen now? He's pretty open, guys. He's pretty much of an open book. You know what I mean? He's pretty easy to analyze, because his mind doesn't go into too many places. He got mad because RCMP didn't notify him first. Yeah, I know. I mean, I didn't know that, but I can see that. Is there going to be more, Daniel, now? So those of you who KC, you watched this before, right?
RCMP's safe
Is that
for
it for
officer
Daniel?
safety and the
Oh, wait.
integrity of the investigation. They won't disclose what.
KC, is there more Daniel coming on this one, or is that it? He's like one of these blank books, and there's nothing written in it yet. Yeah. Or like a 5-year-old would write like only a few things like, my name is Daniel. I am 5 years old. Like one of those books, right? My friend named John. No more Daniel, right? Okay, then let's go to Janie. The Crow. They should have a remake of that movie where, what's his name? Lee, the Kung Fu guy. His son, Jason Lee, where he died. The Crow. The Crow Part 2 featuring Janie McKenzie. Okay, Drunk Turkey. And it starts, I believe, 1 minute and 20. Oh, God. Where are we at? Drunk Turkey Show. By the way.
Oh, Janie, how are you doing?
Okay, you heard it. Hey, Janie, how are you doing? So, oh my God. Are we really ready for this? Brandon Lee, yes. What's the name of the dad? Oh my God, I forgot. I know Jason Lee is his brother, right? Brandon's brother. He had 2 kids. Bruce Lee. Yeah, of course, Bruce Lee. And his son, his last movie was The Crow, right? Brandon Lee. And The Crow Part 2 should be featuring Janie Martell. This is The Crow Part 2. You know, maybe who cares? By the way, I don't care about, titles anymore, what to type here on my videos, but maybe I will have the Crow Part 2.
Good.
You are live on the air, so I just wanted to let you know we are live.
Okay. Just to clear up a few things, the investigators, RCMP, anybody to do with law enforcement as well.
You know, she is like shooting out of a cannon. She is so scripted and prepared. She doesn't even wait for a question. She is ready to say what she gotta say. And that is very similar to Logan also. She lets us know that the only thing she cares about is for her to say what she thinks will help her. Let's see.
Welcome to come on this property and do what they have to do. I just wanted to clear that up.
Right. Okay. Got it. So you have nothing to hide. Gotcha.
And have they contacted you yet?
No, they haven't. And they haven't contacted Daniel neither.
And that's a problem.
And so they've not asked you if they can come on the property?
No, they haven't.
Have they asked you in the past?
Yes, they have. But I also told them that they didn't need my permission to come on here. They could come anytime they wanted to come. Perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you guys are opposing anything from what I can see.
Nothing to hide. And another thing I wanted to state.
Well, is it about hiding things? What about where something could be found? What about looking at the possible solutions? What about looking at the positive possibilities of figuring out what happened to Jack and Lilly, rather than the focus on you and what you have to hide or what you don't have to hide?
Two is Sonny says that for people to go out and search the property out around here. Well, I'm just going to mention something. I already discussed that with the investigators, and the investigators said it would be in our best interest not to let anybody on the property, because I could get in a lot of trouble, as Ken said, if somebody falls and breaks their leg or.
Wow. Look at that. She's hiding behind Ken's words. She's worried about people on, and she said us also, it has to be RCMP. I believe that she believes they're actually on her side. That they don't have any intention to solve the case, because it would only expose CPS failure. Remember with Chris Proudfoot, he was no longer worried about the police. He became more and more worried about the public who point things out. It seems there's a shift now. Not so much worried about what police is or isn't going to do. And I wouldn't be surprised if the dogs, if they even skip the property and say there is no reason to look here. That's a possibility. You see what I mean? If you have screenshots, yeah, I already heard about it. That Daniel left some messages. Oh, the co-worker Daniel met? Oh yeah, what was his name? I saw his picture recently. They all play games. Edmund Dixon, sounds right. Yeah, I'll get you. I'll show you a picture later. No, it was not Jordan, actually. It was not Jordan. By the way, it says on Ron's Ron always also works there, right? At the same place. They all work at the same place. Off and on, at least. Yep. Edmund Dixon. You're not responsible if somebody breaks their leg. I guess if you have all of this, she's not worried about police, but she's worried about other people. And you know what? Some of you have been to this area on your own. I think she's more worried about that. If the Canine Gator lady from the Sebastian case went up there to volunteer, I bet you anything, Janie will say, you cannot come on my property. I believe she thinks she has now a good relationship with the police. Somebody told her. Somebody filled them in. Just be cool. They don't really want to solve the case. That's a possibility, guys. Because remember, it depends on the handlers. Are they going to have body cam? What dogs are they using? What are the records of the dogs they are using? The success rates. What are the dogs instructed to? There are so many factors that we don't know. But I believe she is less and less scared of the police and more worried about the public perception, which is why she is now online all the time. It's shifted, guys. The fear of the police, I believe, is less now.
Gets hurt in any way, I am liable for them.
That and these individuals aren't law enforcement. I mean, as much as a lot of people think that they're put on this earth to
First of all, he's an idiot. And a lot of police officers are idiots. So when they're talking about he's a former police, Mike, listen to him. He's a former police officer. I've worked with many. And most of them are not very bright. Okay? But when you get up to the elite divisions, there is a huge difference, right? And I'm thinking RCMP is probably the same. A lot of these people are not that, they don't know where to start. But when you look at like the truth verification units and others, they are it. They are on top of things. They know. I wouldn't be surprised if the truth verification unit with all the people, all the analysts, the linguistic, forensic linguists that they have and all these people, I wouldn't be surprised if they exactly knew what happened. Doesn't mean that they want the public to know. Doesn't mean they want to expose CPS failure. And as the article stated, they operate in complete secrecy, guys. And the higher up the ladder you go, the more secretive it becomes. So I wished Adventures Underwater UK already had a clip or a video of these statements without having to listen to the questions, because these questions are also, in my opinion, there to just give her an easy interview, right? That's why I didn't want to watch it yet. Okay.
Health cases without any experience or education or training is beyond me. You're not. Don't go on anybody's property. That's how people get hurt. That's how people end up getting shot. They wandered into the wrong property and somebody with a gun.
It has nothing to do with this.
And who don't like them on their property ends up, expressing themselves in one form or fashion. Now, I'm not sure how the laws are out there. If you're allowed to have guns on your properties.
Oh my God, that's why I didn't want to listen, guys. Is there any specific timestamp? What was it, 148? I will go back to this. No, I will listen.
Things of that nature. But don't be going on anybody's property, guys.
Yeah, you have homeowner. You don't have homeowner insurance.
You've told me that you've seen, though, a number of people that have driven by your property, drones and things of that nature. Is that correct?
Yes, we have people driving by here. Actually, I have signs up that say no trespassing in private drive, but people still have the balls, to stop in our driveway.
Balls to the walls.
And when we walk out to the end of the driveway to see what they want, they put the car in reverse and they take off up the road. They turn up at the Lansdowne Station Road, come back again and just drive by. And we also have drones that go here all night. Yeah. I don't know why. If they like to watch a 60-year-old woman and a 34-year-old boy sleep, that's their
boy. A boy. He's still a boy. He's 34 years old, but to her, Daniel is a boy. And Lily and Jack were what to you?
Choice. Another thing I'd like to clear up what Kent is saying. Kent has never been on this property. So nothing against you, Kent, but if you don't know what you're talking about, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
My brothers and myself, like my family is originally from here. My brother Ron lives in the homestead, so I grew up here. And my brothers have grown up here. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister.
Yep, and I know their properties too.
They have grown up in this area. We know this area like the back of our hands.
And so does Daniel, and he knows where to go.
Now, as far as Ken is saying about sinking in bogs 10 feet deep, no, that's not true. There is no such things as the bogs around here. And as far as Steve Cliffs goes, as far as I know, and my brothers have searched this property, searched all around here. The only big cliff on this property is just up back of my house here, and it has been searched.
Good deal. Good to know.
So
that's not where we're looking.
One question, Janie. How much property do you own? How big is your property?
I own 2.2 acres.
Okay, so a lot of the surrounding area isn't even your property, correct?
No, mostly all the property that is out here is.
And you don't own the property either that you are on. At least you're not registered on it, or your name isn't registered. It's McKay, and McKay owns the land right behind it, going all the way to the pipeline.
Privately owned. Okay. The only place that is Scott Paper or owns back of my place here. I don't know how many acres, but there's another friend of the family that owned this property.
If not a relative, the Mackenzie's a distant relative.
The son of the fellow that owned this property before I bought it, he owns 100 acres up back.
I showed you guys before, right? Should I go there later?
And another thing I wanted to mention is the trails that you were talking about. The only trail that would be a very access for the kids to go if they did wander it.
Wait, what you say now?
He owns 100 acres up back. And another thing I wanted to mention is the trails that you were talking about. The only trail that would be a very access for the kids to go if they did wander it would be the road that's up the top of my place, up the top of the hill here, that goes through and goes up and goes out through the pipeline. All the other trails.
Yeah, we looked at that last time.
Trails grew up with altars. Very difficult to walk through.
So the trail with the pipeline, is that the same pipeline where the footprints or the boot prints were found?
No, that is up the Lansdowne Road.
Okay.
If you leave my place, come out of my driveway and turn right and go up the road and you pass the tracks, and then you go to your right again up the dirt road, the Lansdowne Road, and you go up there. The pipeline that their tracks were found on was up there on your left-hand side.
Okay, I will check it later.
The blanket was found just before the pipeline on a road that Scott Paper had put in. That is like a government thing that they go up there and they cut pulpwood and that. It's government owned.
Yes, and that's what we shown the last time with the coordinates. So it was not Lansdowne Station Road as a police document stated.
How many ways can you walk there? Is there just one way that you have to walk down the street and up the street, main streets to get there? Or are there alternative paths through the back to get there through some of these four-wheeler drives?
Through the pipeline?
Yeah, where
Through
the
the pipeline where the footprint was found?
correct.
The only way you can get through there, if you go up back of up to the top, the road up by the top of my hill, if you go up that road and you go up through the woods and you go down the pipeline, you can go down through that way, but you have to cross over the railroad tracks. A brook and then the railroad tracks.
But you can get there. That's
A brook, right? Is the brook where Daniel got stuck maybe? So it's not so easy to get through there, right?
not a drive. Like you don't have to necessarily walk on the street to get there, correct?
You can go up the Lansdowne Road.
Okay.
Okay, that's not the question. You can go up there, but that was suggested to me before. The little brook, there's a good place that Daniel could have gotten stuck, tipped over, or something happened that could have caused for things to get off the ATV.
And the pipeline, if you go up the Lansdowne Road from the 289 and you go up the Lansdowne Road and on your left is the pipeline, you can only walk through the pipeline. You can go up there with a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
Aha, look at this one. Look at this one, what she just did. That was huge avoidance, guys. Okay, he asked if you can go through there with an ATV. She doesn't want to tell us that. You see what I'm saying right now? But she's always also afraid to lie too blatantly. Because she knows she keeps getting caught in her own lies.
On your left is the pipeline.
Okay, and listen to this one.
You can only walk through the pipeline. You can go up.
You can only walk through the pipeline, and then she says you can go
there with a four-wheeler.
You can go up there with a four-wheeler. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That was his question. That was huge avoidance. Because exactly that's where Daniel went with a four-wheeler. But you see, there is distancing going on. The four-wheeler is the last thing that she says between his question and the four-wheeler. The distance couldn't be any greater. She stretches it out. You want me to listen again? Well, that's what I do, and that's what I like to do.
If you go up back of up to the top, the road up by the top of my hill, if you go up that road and you go up through the woods and you go down the pipeline, you can go down through that way, but you have to cross over the railroad tracks. A brook and then the railroad tracks.
But you can get there. That's not the main drive. Like you don't have to necessarily walk on the street to get there, correct?
Okay, you don't have to walk on the street to get there, correct?
You can go up the Lansdowne Road.
Okay.
And the pipeline, if you go up the Lansdowne Road from the 289 and you go up the Lansdowne Road and on your left is the pipeline, you can only walk through the pipeline. You can go up there with a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
But for a vehicle to get up there, no.
Yeah, we know. That's what I said from the beginning. Daniel used that to take the four-wheeler. The brook is on her mind as well. So I believe that an obstacle caused maybe the bodies to slide off the ATV. Maybe that's how the marks were left. That's maybe how he lost things. That is a huge possibility. But that was pointed out to me before. And I will go back to the map later, guys, if you're still up either today or tomorrow, because I will examine all of the areas and the houses and everything. I got it all somewhere. Let's listen in. Okay.
No, you can't drive a vehicle on the pipeline.
ถ้าคุณกำลังหาหูฟังไว้เดินทาง
Four-wheeler, yes. You can walk.
Four-wheeler, yes. I know. We already know.
On your left is the pipeline. You can only walk through the pipeline. You can go up there with a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
But for a vehicle to get up there, no. No, you can't drive a vehicle on the pipeline.
But you can.
Yeah, but you can. Not a vehicle, except an ATV would be a vehicle also, right? It is a form of avoidance to try to discourage us from focusing on the four-wheeler. She could have said, yes, you can go with a four-wheeler, but not a car. But you see, she puts so many words around it because she wants us to forget about the fact that a four-wheeler can get through there.
Four-wheeler, yeah.
Or maybe barely. It can tip over. But you can walk, four-wheeler. Yes, you see what she's doing?
You can walk up the pipeline, yes.
And then she says, yes, you can walk up the pipeline, yes. That's not actually what we're interested in. And an ATV is a vehicle. But she wants to take the focus off of the ATV.
Okay. And
but I'm not sure how far the footprint was found.
Why not? You were there in the area. I don't know. Okay, you are.
Malaya just sent me a picture and I sent it.
Do you not want us to know the spot? Is there something sensitive about the spot? Are you worried that maybe the dogs will go there? Or because that's one of the spots that for sure cadaver dogs should go. But again, I'm expecting the worst. I'm expecting a real hatchet job again. So I am not excited about the cadaver dogs at all, period.
To you, that's the only picture I've seen of that footprint.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far up there it was found or not.
How far up there it was found or not. She's worried about this spot. She's very worried about it. And that leads me to think that she and Daniel had a lot of conversations about what cadaver dogs may be able to detect. So identifying the spot would not be in her best idea, in her best interest, sorry.
I have no clue.
And just a couple of background questions. Have you or your son ever lawyered up?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, because it costs money and they don't give you a free lawyer unless you're charged, right? Somebody told me that.
Have you ever turned down any?
Oh, and she's horrible, man. She doesn't answer the question and then he can ask one. She keeps talking while he...
Interrogation or interview by law enforcement.
I'm going to tell you something right.
Have you ever? Okay, not a bad question, actually. I'm amazed.
No, we haven't.
Have you ever turned down any interrogation or interview by law enforcement?
Have you ever turned down any interrogation or interview by law enforcement? This is the moment when she keeps yapping, when Judge Judy would say, I'm speaking. Listen to this question. Have you ever turned down an interrogation or interview by law enforcement? A very simple question. Yes or no?
I'm going to tell you something
Right. Avoidance.
now. I've called 6 lawyers so far.
You called 6 lawyers so far. That's not the question right now.
To try to get access to see my grandchildren.
Uh-oh. She doesn't want to answer that.
And everyone has turned me down. Because of this here investigation going on.
Jeez, guys. Oh my God. How am I going to make it through? There will be good moments. I'm gonna tell you what. I will make the voice, trust me, even when I try not to. Absolutely. But also she is only interested in her own life, her grandchildren and her children. My 34-year-old boy, there's a reason she called him a 34-year-old boy. A 34-year-old boy. I've heard 20-year-old boy before, not 34-year-old. But her family is very important to her, be it her brother, her kids, her grandchildren. Lily and Jack not even on her radar. As people, not even on her radar. Because of this year investigation, 2 children are missing. Daniel's ex-wife seems a lot more responsible than her or you, than him or you, Janie, because she's responsible enough to say, I don't want, and they live in a better situation, in a better place. And she's responsible enough to say, I don't care how good he was with my children. I've seen a different side of him too. I'm not convinced he had nothing to do with what happened to Jack and Lily. I don't want him to snap with my children, with our children next. Those were, maybe she thinks along those lines. Even though I think that there's a huge difference between how Daniel looks at his own children and other children, especially Jack and Lily. I think there's a huge difference, guys, a huge difference. I personally would not be worried about him hurting his own children. I also believe that he stopped talking about Malaya partially because of Meadow. There's a big difference, people, a huge difference. And in Janie, it's the same thing. Family to them is important. And it did trigger tears. The fact that they haven't seen each other, but the fact that Jack and Lily is missing, not one single piece of sadness. Almost it seems like relief to them. It's quiet now. That was her focus. It's quiet. Yep. Us versus them. That is sort of her mindset in general. Us versus them.
With Jack and Lily, no one will take my case.
Because you have no case, idiot. And you're telling us something that may have nothing to do with the real reason, which is a form of avoidance and deflection, of course. Why are you not allowed? The lawyers, they didn't take your case. Why? 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 What files did they have access to? Whom did they speak to? Do they have friends in the CPS? Did they get enough information? There's a reason. She doesn't want to tell us. Again, she's a victim. Why would a lawyer not take your case?
Because of all of this.
Not because of all of this. Well, partially, yes. All of this. Because Jack and Lily are still missing and we officially don't know what happened to them. How about go back into the past and look at the CPS record? How about look at what's going to come to light if he tries to push it too far? A lawyer may have told her, you keep pushing, they're going to release the records. Well, I don't think they will, because it will make CPS look really bad. But, you know, the message may have been, you have no part to piss in.
Maybe we can find a lawyer somewhere that would be willing to help you.
Yeah, right.
If anybody who can hear this that is able to practice out there in Nova Scotia, you know, give us an email, drunkturkeyshow@gmail.com, see if we can help her out. you know, when it came to your son, he turned over his phone. But has he ever been defensive about anything when it comes to law enforcement?
No, Daniel has cooperated with the investigators through all of this.
You know what? I do believe to some extent she's actually right. I don't think he wanted to get negative attention. So he is the kind of guy who says, give me the test, give me the drug test, give me the polygraph, give me everything. I have nothing to hide. Because in his mind, being quiet means you're guilty. You look guilty. That's what he has insinuated when he talked about Malaya's silence. While Malaya has insinuated that he makes himself look guilty by talking so much. So these are two completely opposite people. To some people, silence seems like guilt. To others, talking too much seems like guilt. How about both indicate a level of avoidance?
With myself, we have cooperated with them.
Same as okay, again. Remember, he just asked her, did you ever refuse or did you ever oppose interrogation or anything? So now, listen to that. She has the opportunity to include herself with Daniel in the pronoun we, because it becomes easier to lie for her, but not that easy. She cannot say she hasn't, because she put up a big fight in the beginning, having even her trailer searched. That's why she talks about it so much, because they had to tell her, you better get the hell out of here. You have no right to refuse us.
Daniel has cooperated with the investigators through all of this. Same with myself. We have.
Aha. You see, you avoided the question before, and now you feel, you see, we.
We have cooperated.
Look how she stutters now. All of a sudden. Wow.
With them. I haven't seen them now, and I'm going to explain. The last time I have seen the investigators was 2 weeks ago.
And?
So when they came to pick up Jack and Lily's belongings.
What was
2 weeks ago they picked up Jack and Lily's belongings? Little bit late, right?
the last time they talked to you about the case?
Dude, ask her about that. She just told you something. Ask her about that.
In particular.
They haven't talked to me.
And do you have any blue recycling bags? Or did you have blue recycling bags in the house?
About the.
Well, when was the last time? I mean, obviously in the beginning they must have. Like, have they? Have they since the polygraph test?
Since the polygraph test, they haven't talked to me at all about. They just told me when I took my polygraph test that it was inconclusive.
Inconclusive. that you see how her pattern changes. The flow gets interrupted, guys. You see that? She didn't pass the polygraph. They didn't exclude her after a physical from taking it. They made her take it. And it was inconclusive. That was my first guess at the beginning. It was inconclusive. And that is why after I have a heart condition. It was inconclusive. At best. Because, nope, that's not why. And that's from her own perspective, guys. That's from her very own perspective. She feels a need to explain why it was inconclusive because she knows what was on her mind when she answered the questions. She did not feel good, especially about question number 4. This is not normal. If you have a heart condition, they give you a physical and say, nope, not suitable. Let's try the test. Let's see how it goes. Oops, failed. Well, I told you. I said, and can you imagine being a polygrapher and she sits there and she won't shut up? But that is her best weapon. Sometimes, the cop got annoyed. Also, the guy in the military uniform with Daniel, when he kept begging to go back into the woods. But Daniel wore him down. And Daniel expects us to be worn down as well. That's his approach. You see? He wants to wear us down, people, with all his interviews. Luminol, they should have sent in forensics with luminol. Yeah, have they? Haven't they? I don't know. Probably not. They claim they treat every missing persons case as a potential criminal case, but I haven't seen any evidence of that other than the interrogation where they fried him, but with all the wrong questions. You know what I mean? Why haven't they?
Because of a heart problem I have.
And the stuttering again. The stuttering only kicks. Fast-talking Janie stutters only whenever she stutters. Pay attention.
I asked if I could take it again, and they told me that it would be the same thing. So
she wanted to take it again. Oops, I failed. Let me try one more time. I get it right this time. What made you think you would pass a second time, Janie? So you didn't think that you had a heart problem. And I can see her, irrational Janie, being like this. Well, let me try again. I failed my driver's test too, and the second time I passed. Let me take the polygraph again. I can see her doing that. Sounds irrational? Well, we have seen her pattern before. She needs to be right at all times. So telling her she failed something or it was inconclusive goes beyond her fear of law enforcement. That's personal to her. Everything is extremely personal to her. That's why she's a hermit. Because she cannot handle people disagreeing with her or pointing out any of her flaws. She can't deal with it. That's why, of course, she goes onto this show. They hooked her up with a show where she knows he's not, I have 5 questions for you, Janie, and none of them are accusatory. 5 good questions, very good ones. They're ready. So?
There was no reason for me to take another one because it's going to turn out the same way.
Right. But you wanted to try. You wanted to try to do another one. Can you believe that? I failed the polygraph. Yeah, I have 5 questions ready. Anytime, Janie. Can you believe this? You failed the polygraph or it's inconclusive, and then you say, let me try again.
So you would say,
to take another one.
If you want to take it again. Okay, wait a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I need more coffee. This is insane. So let me clarify this again. If you truly thought your heart problem was the reason for your test coming out inconclusive, and by the way, that's the first time I heard it, that is leakage beyond. That was my suspicion. And the last time I talked here with Daylene, Belinda's lawyer, who was here in live chat. Maybe she was here earlier too. Oh, there she is. Yeah, please look for the source. That'd be amazing to get more on that. So everything, if you send it my way. And I haven't been answering emails and Facebook messages today, guys. I looked at them and I realized immediately that I have to get to the Daniel interview and the Janie interview before anything else. So that is why today, for the first time, I'm really stuck on one thing here. I didn't want to do this. I don't want to listen to him. And well, you know, if he asks the right questions, it's good. And half of them seem good. So far, I would love my question in there. And Janie, I'm ready for you, Logan, and Daniel. I got 5 questions for each of you. So, listen to this. If you think your heart, she knows why she failed, why she didn't pass. Let's say it like that. She knows exactly. This statement of hers tells us from her point of view why she didn't pass. Taking another one, if you thought the problem was your heart, if you truly thought that, you wouldn't ask for another one. She was eager to pass. But there's something else on her mind that was running through her mind while she took the polygraph that she cannot shake off. Because whatever her worries were that may have contributed to her not passing is still on her mind. This is not a driving test, Janie. This is not a, you screwed up, you almost, you almost hit a truck. You can try after a few weeks. This is a polygraph. But yes, I understand. I know what she's like. I can see that. I can so see that she says, well, let me try again. Holy crap. Okay, I'm getting some screenshots now from Daniel earlier. I will look at them by... Oh, let me see something. Can't tell me, but... Let me hear it. And let me look at some of you, because I just got some information here. Oh my God. And done. Done. Oh, I got the messages from Daniel today. I will get there later, guy. Oh my God, this is so horrible. Belinda was in there with them. The Asim. Okay. So,
would say that the investigators have decreased their communication with you guys since then?
Yes, as I said, with any information
บลูเบอร์รี่อบแห้งเป็นผลไม้อบแห้งที่ผู้ป่วยโรคเบาหวาน
not heard from them. As I was going to say, the last time I seen the investigators that were on this property was about 2 weeks ago when they came to pick up Jack and Lily's belongings that Malaya had requested.
Yeah.
And
I wonder why. Does she want to do a fundraiser? Does she want to? I wonder why.
We gave them that stuff for them to take to Malaya.
Yeah.
And there was 6 bags of Jack and Lily's clothes that were turned over to the investigators. Nothing of Malaya's because there was nothing of Malaya's here.
Right. Yeah, you've explained to me that all of Malaya's belongings were already gone by then.
Yes, when she did laundry over Wednesday, the only thing we could figure out, Daniel and I, is when she did laundry Wednesday at her grandmother's.
Yeah.
She didn't return any of her belongings at all. It was Jack and Lily's and Daniel's clothes, and very few of Meadows.
You know, I've heard some rumors that some folks have said that you may have heard a woman saying shush or something of that nature outside that morning. Just to clarify for everybody, did you, what all did
Oh God, what nonsense.
you hear that morning?
What all I heard was Friday morning, after my brother had called me, I laid down and my dog started barking. And
Why were you so tired? That is not normal, Janie. You're a hermit. You get up early, you go to bed early. And every Friday you go out with your brother, but you lay down. Your dog started barking and
I could hear Jack and Lily outside talking and laughing. I did not hear no woman shush. So I'm
who came up with that? Durwood?
just going to clear this up. That came from, I'm sorry, Darren, but that came from Darren.
How did I know? How did I know that? How did I know? How did I know it came from Durwood? Because Durwood is lying nonstop and trying to put things into Janie's words, into Janie's mouth that would align with his BS fabrication that Jack and Lily were abducted that morning. But you know what, Janie, even though she tries to protect Daniel, she wants to have her own fabrications, not somebody else's. Yeah, that's why Durwood, I never paid attention to him because he's too out there. It's a Durwood script. Exactly, Angry Rabbit. Exactly. How did I know? You see, once the patterns become clear, you can tell who says what. You can do anonymous author identification even if it's somebody repeating the claim because it fits the pattern and nobody else around would fit it. Yeah, that's exactly it, guys.
And Belinda.
That came from Darren and Belinda? What?
I talked to Belinda and I did not mention anything about a woman shush.
So maybe Belinda heard Durwood say it and then repeated it somewhere or asked about it. That's possible too, that she asked about it.
Now, Belinda and I had a talk, and I told Belinda everything that happened.
Not everything. Everything. Always everything, right? Everything.
That morning. And it's
Pause. That morning. Yes. Well, how about the night before? Tell Belinda about that.
Exactly the same thing that I have told in my interview and to the investigators.
Right.
And I've been trying to continue to say what had happened, but you know what the internet is like.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of folks who will throw out a bunch of theories without any evidence.
You mean like you?
Just because it sounds good, you know, in their mind.
You mean like you? Because you have no clue?
It sounds good. And so
he's telling us exactly what his approach is, by the way. This is also leakage. He says it again. Sounds good. Sounds good. His intention is to sound good, not to investigate, not to, and he wouldn't know how anyways, you know. This is just besides the point. I analyze by habitually everybody, the interviewer and the interviewee. So when Kayla asked certain questions to Daniel, I knew what was on her mind. You just get to the point, and many of you also have recognized it easily. Because now he's being caught when she says the internet, what the internet's like, because he knows he's part of what, you know, he's part of the he's part of the crowd that promotes theories, baseless theories, in order to get attention.
no, I understand completely.
What?
You know,
There's just one
you know what?
point I like to put across. I had nothing to do with anything.
Anything, anything, never and anything. These are key words here with her. Nothing, anything, never.
To do with Jack and Lilly.
right.
Well, not with what caused the demise, the death, in my opinion.
Why would I not, if I knew where Jack and Lilly were, why?
Don't ask us a question. The questions are for you. The questions are for you. Now you want to ask us the question. It's not for us. It's not our responsibility to tell you why somebody hurt Jack and Lilly. It's also a form of avoidance. Did you kill your wife? Why would I do that? Uh-oh. It's not reliable. And in such an important question, not being able to tell us a reliable answer is highly sensitive, at the very least.
I would tell the investigators where I knew Jack and Lilly were, because do you think I like living this life? Do you think I like all these accusations and all these rumors going on? I do not like it. Nobody would like it. I really hope Jack and Lilly are found, and when they are found, I hope they go to a good home.
So your home was horrible. Yes, I know.
I really do. And
I really do. Yeah, really is not really, really. Really is not really, really. I really don't have pictures of my grandkids either, except I have a whole bunch.
In my heart, I believe.
In my heart, don't steal that from Belinda. Belinda said it first, and you try to copy her. Well, in my heart, they are alive.
Jack and Lilly are still alive, and I will to this day that I die till I die.
And I will to this day that I die till I.
But I did not have nothing to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance.
Right, to the day you die. Because the accusations will never be gone. Because the kids will not, you will never be exonerated. You know that. Or at least that's what you truly think.
Parents or unaliving those children.
Yeah. Well,
those children.
It doesn't sound like the RCMP believe it either. You know, it's
idiot.
Seems like they.
There's a difference between their statements and what the individuals who work on work for them and are connected with them actually think.
They've cleared all of you guys, to be honest with you.
No, they haven't cleared anybody.
You know, they've done their investigation.
Who watches this? Who watches this? Seriously, who watches this? This is insane, people. I need a break, man. I got some statements. Give me a second. Is there anything else coming from that show where Janie made a statement that she is actually that's actually worth examining? Give me 1 second, because I have some pictures here with some Daniel statements that he gave earlier, I think. Give me 1 second. I'm downloading the images so I can present them to you to see what else Daniel said today. Most cops wouldn't know what to do here. They're not trained in it. They're not properly trained. They know how to follow certain procedures, and then the detectives take over. And many of them also are not that good. Yep, who the hell is this? Let's see. Can you tell us more about da-da-da-dum? Okay. Daniel Martel, will you ask him to let the dogs go over the ATV and large tubs to put that speculation to rest? Daniel Martel, hey Belinda. There's another Belinda here. Whom is he saying? Oh, he's saying hi to another Belinda. Okay. Hey everyone. Brad Turner, hey bro. Look at this. Circle jerk, man. Get those questions. I don't even know if I want to look at this. Daniel says Lilly came in multiple times, not once. Remember? I'm only looking for Daniel right now. Documents show almost nothing on the case. No one owns boats. Well, maybe not. Next. Christy, it's possible, but I was sleeping, so possible. Right. Cheryl. Thanks, Daniel. No disrespect, but no way. Lilly comes into the room a lot, sometimes just to say hi, then runs out. No disrespect, but that's a bit of manipulative answer. You know what that question was asked. It Christy Wright Law. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but thank you very much. And can you send me a different screenshot where actually this whole answer is? Because, well, I see that Daniel, and can you see who liked this, by the way? Because, you know, I have blocked her. I don't want to unblock her. My interrogation, where the long one was 4 hours, that would a lot if included in the documents. What the hell? 4 hours, that would a lot if included in the documents. Now I'm going to read your comments. I'm sick of this shit. Doesn't Earl have a boat? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? This is not telling us anything new, guys. But apparently some people in this group are just confused, like Christy Wright Law. And maybe she will wake up to the fact that they are doing a hatchet job to protect Daniel and use him and Belinda and everybody else to start something that will never lead to finding out what happened. Longer time goes on, it's easier for dogs to find remains. How you know that? Really? Longer time goes on, it's easier for dogs to find remains? Weren't you surprised? What was your statement about them waiting so long? Let me see this one. You see, when I'm in it, guys. Let me go back to what Daniel said in this, oh God, where am I? Give me 1 second. Michelle of the Dark, right? Okay, here we go.
ฉันใส่ชุดชั้นในมา40กว่าปีแล้ว
Deployed, only that it won't be this weekend. Angela Mackay.
You see?
Daniel has made some.
You see, is that not this weekend, So, of course, normally in a normal case, I would say, well, maybe they're saying it because it is this weekend, but not in this case, guys. Not with what I've seen the RCMP do and do not do. You know what I mean?
But, you know, if they've got investigative leads, then, yeah, take the dogs to all of the areas where there's been a lead and then let's see. All right, so this is only short, but we've got some new comments from Daniel here. Just let me make this normal speed for you guys who don't like things fast. 2 minutes.
Daniel Martel has been asking RCMP for months to call in cadaver dogs to search for his 2 missing stepchildren. Now the time has come.
It's going to be really hard work now that there's so much vegetation in the woods, but I'm pretty happy that they're going to be able to do it.
4-year-old Jack Sullivan and his 6-year-old sister Lilly were reported missing on May 2nd. They were last seen at their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, a rural community deep in the woods. Nearly 5 months later, there's still no trace of them. RCMP say they need to keep their minds open to any possibility.
What's important to remember is that at this time we don't have any definitive information to support that the children are deceased, but we have to keep our minds open and look at all investigative avenues.
RCMP did bring in search dogs to scour the area here in Lansdowne Station when the children first went missing back in May. At the time, dogs were given pieces of Jack and Lily's clothing to track their scent, but nothing was found other than a piece of Lily's blanket, which family members actually located on their own.
Human remains detection dogs are specific to human remain odor, and that's completely different from live searching.
RCMP say 2 dogs will come to Nova Scotia from British Columbia to conduct the specialized search.
From British Columbia, okay.
A bleak mission, but Martel isn't expecting it will bring answers. So
let me see how he looks right now, if he's relaxed or not.
Scotia from British Columbia to conduct the specialized search.
He's not.
A bleak mission, but Martel.
You know, he's not glowing like he did in the interview after the polygraph.
Isn't expecting it will bring answers. So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything.
Right.
I mean, that's
Well, don't be so sure.
probably why they waited this long to do it.
That's why they waited so long to do it. Because they know nothing can be found. Because the longer you wait, the better for them. Wait a minute. Well, Google's AI says waiting to conduct a cadaver dog search does not inherently increase the likelihood of finding remains, but the success of a search depends more on the dog's training, handler skill, and so on. Yep. Don't know what you're talking about here. What's running through your mind? Let's see what you said. Okay, it's just what?
Keep the public informed, I guess.
Right. He knows, somebody told him they're just doing it for cosmetic reasons. I believe that's what somebody advised him with. I'm convinced, actually, that's exactly what happened. Some of these people playing both sides or being on his side, they're like, dude. And look at this. Lilly comes into the room a lot. And remember, whenever he uses present tense, it's likely a script. Lilly comes into the room a lot, sometimes just to say hi, then runs out. Right, to normalize the fact that she was in and out of the room multiple times. So Christy Wright Law, I hope you wake up and know where you are. Longer time goes on, it's easier for dogs to find remains. I'm gonna message the Gator girl, man, and ask her. Let me find her and leave her a Twitter message. One moment. Oh my goodness. Did you hear Daniel Martel's statement, his claim that the longer you wait with the cadaver dog search, the more it increases the likelihood of being able to find remains? Okay. Let's see what she tells me later. So, should I go back to Janie? I will keep all of you posted, people. Oh, wait, I'm getting more. I'm reading the messages. Darren still claims that we natives did it. Yeah, of course. He has only one script. Oh my goodness, people. Hi, Magdalena, how are you? Oh, weather, moisture, sun may decrease scent of human. Yeah, I thought it would decrease, Magdalena. Absolutely. But you know the canine gator lady, what's her name again? You know her from the Sebastian Rogers case. She talked to Chris Proudfoot, and after she explained to Chris Proudfoot that now she's military, Chris Proudfoot was too. Hey, we're brother and sister, and he's nice to her. The moment she lets him know that cadaver dogs can smell through concrete, he cuts off communications, according to her. And yes, I have my little booklet. I just got one because I like writing with my hands more now. I grew up writing physically rather than making notes on a computer. It's more familiar territory with me, so I'm going to write these things down right now, the keywords, just so I don't forget. Goodness. Where's my pen? Okay, I remember. So, Better for memory. Yeah. Yes, after 100 years. I thought so too, Daleen. Daleen, have you ever heard that it takes long, that it increases the likelihood of being able to find remains? Did you ever hear that before? Yeah, it is false. But one thing he told us for sure, it's for the public. Daniel was told by somebody advised him, this is just, don't worry about it. This is just a shit show to calm down the public. But the way his personality is and the way that his mind works, or sometimes not works, is that he is still worried. He's a worried kind of guy. Yeah, absolutely. You see, but even though I know, I still have to make sure, man, because this is not, sometimes I'm like, what if I need to be 100?
It seems like it was exhaustive. Before the lie detector test, how often was RCMP contacting you and Daniel?
How much longer is this? Wait, Grandel, what's going on? Towards the bottom? Give me a second. Okay, give me 1 second, people. Everybody talk to each other. I'm still going to find out what happened or what didn't happen. But give me 1 second. Du-du-du-dum. I'll deal with it later, Grandel. I got something done here. I'll find out later what happened. Not dealing with it for now. If you are there, say hi, Jess. And now give me 1 second. I gotta listen to something. Very important, guys. I had to do it. I had to leave a voicemail. I had to give a voicemail. Some new information about the people that are forcing themselves into the very interesting people. Very interesting stuff. Anyways.
They would come when this first all happened. They were here. I'd say maybe 2-3 times a week, and then as things eventually got going, we hardly ever see them. I hardly ever seen them. Now Daniel is in more contact with them than I am.
Yeah. And is that because he wants to contact them, or is that because they're contacting him?
No, he usually goes and sees them to see if how.
Is there anything more? Yeah, I see a lot of you guys are going to sleep right now. I don't want to keep you up, people. What's your name? ETEL9. L9. Okay, cool. Good night, L9.
How things are going.
You know what? I'm done with these fools for tonight. Grendel, I'm going to look up the properties again. I got a couple of other things that I need to look into. And so I really appreciate you guys being on here tonight. CB, if you're still there, is there more I can expect from this? Is there, where is the good? You see now, this is actually around the time when I started to, because I listened when I first, remember when I started my live yesterday, I started with this, about this time, I think, and I realized the conversation is not going anywhere important. Please send me a timestamp if there's a specific thing that, I mean, I can look through my emails now and see the timestamps that some of you have sent me, but I don't think there's anything really, nope. What is this? What the hell is going on here? Where are we at? Go listen to Janie. Timestamp 150. What was it? 142 is the pipeline. 150. 158. Oh my God! For this long? One of you sent me this timestamp.
Further, maybe not like a tremendous amount. I'm not thinking that you could see miles, but is it easier to see through the underbrush, what's under the trees during the fall versus maybe perhaps in the...
No, not really.
Okay.
Because when we had that there, whenever we had that floor, I forget. I'm trying to. The storm.
Yeah.
It's been. As I said, like when we used to take the kids for walks, Daniel and I, we used to take the grandchildren, and for walks, and I'd end up carrying Jack through the woods because he wouldn't walk because it's that bad. Like, I mean, as I said, all the trails here are either blown down or they grew up. Like these trails haven't been used out here in years. So the only trail that's normally used is the old road up the top of the hill here is the only one that's used.
Guys, I will do it next time. Oh, thank you for the gift memberships. I really I will make my next membership video about dating lies. Dating lies will be an upcoming video in the membership section. How to detect in general. So I want my public section to be only about Jack and Lily. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you, Danielle. I think it's good too. Did you watch the whole CBC report? You were playing bits on your last live. I listened to before your live. Malaya dad was, what's that? Malaya's dad did what? Really? Magdalena, please message me. Please email me. Please email me right now. I will do it tomorrow, but I'm going to read it right now, okay? Thank you so much, Magdalena. Good night, people. I talk to you now in private, Magdalena. Thank you so very much. Listen, guys, next time I'll be very, very organized. It doesn't mean I'm going to stick to my organization, but and in the upcoming, send me requests. You can email me too. If you have examples of the deceptive language, it's going to be about relationships, plaids and dating, or plaids and relationships, because it's very easy to detect deception. But I'm not going to be responsible for any divorces. You know what I mean? I will not tell people what to think. I will only lead you to the water and you can drink on your own. My disclaimer, I'm not responsible. And if you have children with that person, tell me, and I'm not going to get into it. Family first, right? So if he's cheating, or if I realize he's cheating on you, you know, let my silence speak. Let's say it like that. People mostly lie. That's true, Diesel Reeser. People mostly lie, unfortunately. Okay? Email me at iamfiretown@gmail.com, and you can also hit me up on Facebook. Same name, same profile picture, very easy to find. There's maybe, I don't know how many people have my name. Not many, you know? And yeah. So if you have no children, are in a relationship with somebody, and you want to know how to detect, I will teach you how to detect deception and how to apply plaids. You may already know how to do it yourself, but we can go into this. I'll keep it very general, but I need to get an idea also what's on your mind, what you're interested in, because I want to make sure I will address the things first that are on you guys' minds, because people lie most of the time. And I thank you so much. Yeah, he looks worried and scared, but I think somebody also told him that, well, we will see, CB. I will talk to you also. Okay, guys, have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow. I'll be ready. Bye-bye. Let's play the song. Oh, for a second time.
Wake up, everybody, stop sleeping. They want to charge more. Big companies are creeping into our internet. Internet's in distress, let's answer the SOS. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. Some nefarious made me who I am, living in an online neverland. The web's my playground, no suits allowed. Internet celebrities, let's sing it proud. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it.
It's not my tights that cut off circulation. Big business wants to control the net nation. What you can see, how much you should pay. Tell me, is this the democratic way?
I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. Wake up everybody, stop sleeping. They wanna charge more, big companies are creeping into our internet. Internet's in distress, let's answer the SOS. Keep it free and keep it open. Speak up or our World Wide Web will be broken. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it. I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet. I like the internet, we love the internet, and I can prove it.
You got mail.